Connie Southgate, hEDS Rehab here. Today I thought I would do a short video of a few small exercises that are nice if you have a grumpy sacroiliac joint or low back pain. So there are lots of reasons why we can get issues with the sacroiliac joint. We can have one that moves a lot and one that doesn't move very much. We can have issues with pelvic floor holding or with all sorts of muscles that sit above or below because it's influenced very much by both bits of our body. So I'm going to start us lying on our backs. Make sure that you have a nice cushion to cushion your head up. And we're going to do little bits of screening ourselves to see if we can try and work out what may be causing our difference or our pain in our SI. So we're going to start with the feet hip width apart, and I want you to just put your hands on the top of your hip bones, and I want you to notice if you had a spirit level across the top of your hips, does one hip drop down and the other one come up? So if you had a bubble in that spirit line, would it drop off to one side? And that gives us a little indication of things. So I want you now to bring your knees and feet together, and I want you to naturally take your knees to the side that you would want to go to. So you're going to take the knees, whether it's to the right or the left, you're going to take them in one direction, and then you're going to come back to the center, and you're going to take your knees to the other direction and come back to the center. Now, sometimes we haven't got great proprioception, and you may not know the answer to this, but if you were able to tell that it was more difficult to go to one direction, I want you to think, was that the direction where the hip was higher? So quite often, when we take our knees from side to side, if I just take my hands here like a little image, the pelvis naturally has a little bit of rotation backwards and forwards, very, very small, but it's there, and the spine moves with it. So if I take my knees to the right, that side of my pelvis would drop back and the left side would come forward because the knee is reaching forward a little bit. And same thing on the other side. If you are stuck on one side or you're a bit over mobile on one side, then you might find that the mechanics don't quite do what they should do as you take your knees from side to side. And if you have a spirit level, if one side is dropping down, it often goes with the side that moves backwards. And it may be that when you go to move the other side, it's not moving back quite so easily. So what you're going to do, if you had one side it was more difficult to go to, so it might not be more difficult, but you might say have taken your knees to the right and have found you had a pull or a stretch on the left. And most people then want to go and stretch out the left side. But what we're going to do, whichever side it was more difficult to go towards, you're going to take that leg in the air. So I'm going to say it was more difficult to go to the left. And it doesn't matter in what way it was more difficult, but I felt it was not as nice going to the left. I'm going to bring my left leg in the air and I'm going to straighten my right leg. And now I'm just taking my hand behind my knee and I'm going to push that leg into my hand. And you can use quite a bit of effort if you want, pushing away. And then just relax that leg. And again, you're going to push that leg into your hand. And you're going to relax it back. And we're going to do that 3 times. Push that leg into your hand. Now you can stop there, or if you know that your neck is okay, if you're okay to lift your head, you can push the leg away and you can roll forward and up as you push the leg away. But you only want to do that if you know that your head and neck is okay. If you had a type of EDS, like a vascular type of EDS, or if you're Marfan and you're watching this video, then I want you pushing away with no more than 20% effort, if anything 10%, because we don't want to increase your blood pressure. So I want you to think about a super light pushing away. And So I'm just going to come up, and it's going to give my upper back a little bit of a stretch, and then I'm going to release back down. You don't want to do this if you have any neck issues whatsoever. But if you don't, then that's fine to come up and come back down. Now bring those feet back. Check the hips. Has that changed the level? It's definitely changed the level of my hips. And now we're going to take those knees from side to side again. And we're going to see if that made it any easier. And it made it a lot easier for me to go that way. And in fact, it's now easier to go that way than the other way. So I'm going to do the other leg. I'm going to bring it in the air, hold the back of my knee. And I'm gently going to push that leg away. And I'm going to bring it in. And again, and I'm going to push the leg away. This is a much safer way of dealing with issues than stretching, because we're still recruiting muscles even though we're using a technique that's going to release them. So it's a very nice, safe way for anybody with hypermobile joints to start to make changes. And my neck is okay because I've been doing all of these exercises for years. So I'm going to push that leg away. I'm going to nod my head forward, and I'm going to come up and release back down. And again, push away. Like I say, if you have any neck issues, you don't come up. And come down. One more time, push away. And come up. Good. Bending this leg up and bring this one down. I'm just going to check my pelvis. It's much more level. And I'm going to take my knees from side to side again. And to the other side. So this may help with pain and issues in the SI. And if it doesn't, then it means your issues are coming from a different part of your body, and that you need to not focus so much around the pelvis, but it might be coming from the foot or the shoulders, because everything in the body connects. So you can try that for a start, and then if not, then you can watch some of the other videos, and you may find actually that shoulders or feet or another bit of your body is influencing what happens there. And to finish, we're just going to slide both legs up, hug them in, hold the knees, gently push away, and relax. So that is a first in a series on little exercises that we can do for sacroiliac pain and also low back pain. So thank you for watching. It's Bonnie Southgate, hEDS Rehab.